Brian.
Good evening, people. How are we doing?
Evening, Brian.
How we doing,
all right?
Brian?
Look, not great, but a bit happy now West Ham are losing, but scant consolation from what we saw earlier today with our team, and let's be honest, it was quite a disappointing result, especially the first 20 minutes. The performance was absolutely shambles. As taking the game as a whole, did you think we played terribly? Did you think we played badly, or was it just literally the first 20 minutes cost us the game?
So let's just have a bit of humour, because apparently I only come on to moan. So I'm delighted with the performance. I think we all played absolutely brilliant football. I think the players 1 to 11, all 10 out of 10. It was a great performance, just unlucky. Yeah. Well. So now let's be serious. It was shocking, absolutely shocking, and I've been saying it for the last couple of days. You know what? Conte may want to play this 3-4-3, and it's his default setting, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. He did it with Chelsea when the filth thumped them. But the thing is, when he had the filth thump them, he had 10 players that could play that formation, and Victor Moses turned out to be a trump card. This team do not have the players or the football intelligence to play this formation. And I was saying to Ben when I went and sat with Ben in the second half in the South Stand, I don't think they've got the intelligence to play any formation at the moment. And if we get one, listen, we have the football intelligence to give James Ward-Prowse the freedom of White Hart Lane in that game, and then we had the football intelligence of Wolves coming, who are a team that don't score, to absolutely batter us in the first half. Batter us. It was shocking. It was shocking.
They scored 10% of this season's goals in that game. Wolves did.
10%?
10% of their goals of this season, apparently, came in that game.
They scored 19 goals before today, and they scored 2.
There you go. I mean, surround sound today.
Yeah, it was. Look, and I agree with you. I agree with you there. Did you think we improved though once we did make a change after half an hour? We ran Kulu on, got another attacking player on there. Did we improve a bit, or did you still think we didn't show enough?
Do you know what? Again, the second half, we tried. It was definitely an improvement on the first half. Not that was anything to write home about. Mm-hmm. But it goes to show again, and we'll go back to the transfer window, and I'm not saying that I'm not going into things, and obviously whatever, but Conte's style for this 3-4-3, I kept saying we need a creative midfielder, and people were right saying a creative midfielder isn't really what Conte uses. He gets his creativity from the wing backs, and Sessegnon I thought was unfortunate to come off, but he has to pick someone to come off, and down that shows how bad we are within strength and depth. We're 2-0 down, and we bring Matt Doherty off to replace him with Emerson. That's how bad our substitutions have become, or the choices we have. There's no creativity. There's nothing. There's nothing to. Harry Kane tried, and he was went on a few runs.
Did you not create enough chances today, Brian? We did create a bit, didn't we, or not?
No.
Do you know what? It's kind of we huffed and we puffed and we tried to blow the house down. And it was from long range shot like that. It was Winks that hit the post, wasn't it?
Winks hit the post.
It fell to him, and he hit it sweetly, and it was unlucky. But the chances we're creating are just nothing. And a lot of them, Harry Kane's creating the passing the ball in for the creativity, where we need him in the centre to finish it off.
Brian, do you not feel that? I mean. So what my interpretation of the match was, particularly until the first goal at least, that we came out and we actually tried to take the game to Wolves. It's just those errors that we keep making are individual technical errors, which the player has got nothing to do with how the team is playing. It's just individuals that are making errors from the back, which led to both of their goals. And those 2 goals completely knocked us for 6. We found it really difficult to get back into the game.
So it's individual mistakes that keep happening. Same players keep happening. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Daniel Levy had absolutely nothing to do with the performances on the pitch. Absolutely nothing. He has everything to do with why they're on the fucking pitch. That's the big difference. Daniel Levy, and this is me saying it, cannot be held responsible for performances. He can't. The very fact they're allowed to get on the pitch and put in performances like that, he has everything to do with. and it keeps happening. I mean, Kulusevski came on and looked bright, but I didn't realise, because it's the first time I've seen him live, he has not got any speed with him whatsoever. He is that's a key thing that he's missing, but he'll make up for it with other attributes. But you can see, even he was trying to do things, and players aren't on his wavelength.
You're right. Technically, he is above the level, but he played in the pockets. I felt some of our best attacking moves came from his foot.
Yep, you're right there. But like I said, we've got players at the moment. You got players like Romero, Bentancur, Kulusevski, possibly to put in that bracket, but showing indication of it. Kane, and I'm all Son there as well, that are on the wavelength of champions, on the wavelength of brilliance. The rest around them are just a million miles away. Again, we show how much we miss Ollie Skip when he's not in the pitch, or not on the pitch. And there's just fundamental. They are not on the same level, those players I just mentioned. But I have to say, again, Son was horrific. Horrific. Son. And Son gets the way. Listen, Son deserves a lot of credit, because he's absolutely brilliant. He is amazing. We love him. He tries, but right now, he's not on form. He is not on form. And like we did with dropping Højbjerg today, we just can't drop him. We cannot drop him.
He's just had a month out.
Yes, but this is the thing, mate. I've said it before. Kane and Son are overplayed and undervalued. And I keep saying, when I say undervalued, I don't mean by financially. I mean just playing them every single game, and you can't drop them. And it's the mess we're in. It is the mess we're in. But it's another defeat. Well, what is it? We're 8th now?
We're 8th, yeah.
8th now.
And people were talking Champions League, and I was saying all along, it ain't happening.
Well, it's still very tight. You know, a couple of wins, you're up there, a couple of defeats, you're down there. It's how it is. But you're right. When you're losing two home, if you're losing 2 home games in a row, and you say we've got Man City next, so it doesn't look very healthy situation, does it?
It's not. Do you know what? I can't see where a performance is coming from. Hopefully Middlesbrough in the Cup. Because I really want that FA Cup. But the Premier League, I mean, we got peppered by Southampton, and then we came playing Wolves, and we're like, they're great in defence but can't score, and we're great in attack but can't defend. Well, look how that one worked out.
Yeah. Listen, it's hard to argue when you've had 2 back-to-back defeats regarding the top 4. I just feel, and maybe maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe I'm going against the grain. It's far too early for us to throw in the towel in that merit. I know in current form it doesn't. You're thinking, how the hell are we going to make top 4 right now? And I would understand that argument. But I just feel right now it's too early to concede. I know that we've got a real tough month ahead, and regardless of what happens in those 4 games, I think that we're playing a big chunk of our season right there in those games. So maybe you're right. Maybe the FA Cup is the way forward to go in regards silverware. So we'll have to persist with that route as well.
It's got to be Iggy. Like I said, and like a lot of I don't know what the fans in the chat are saying. For me, it's fundamental we win a trophy and show that we can finally get over the line and get that trophy, so they're lifting a cup up above their arms and they can go, do you know what? We can do this. We can get this over the line. We can win things. And then hopefully it'll start snowballing with that kind of belief and mentality that, do you know what? If we put our minds together, we can do it. We can do it. The top 4 is just slipping further and further away, in my opinion.
It's just tough. But everything around us, they're dropping points as well, which is what makes this. It's incredible. It's one of the worst top 4s or 4th spot chase ever, because everyone just like, we don't want it. We don't want it. You can have it. You don't want it. We don't want it either. So, but everyone in the chat, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of sell Son. I can't understand where this has all come from.
That's going too far. Listen, when I talk about Son, listen, people will know.
I know you don't believe that. I know that, Brian. I know you're a massive Son fan. I know that.
But that's the thing. No, it's not even when it comes to just Son. There's players that are putting shifts, and do you know what? Heung-min Son has so much cash in the bank with us fans, and rightly so. He is a world-class, incredible athlete.
Yeah,
and not just that. His love for the club, his passion, his commitment, his desire, his personality. He's everything that Spurs should represent. But what I'm saying is, we are playing him so much that he doesn't get. Yes, he's come back from an injury, but already we're forcing him to play every single minute of every single game because there's no one there to help him out or say, do you know what, come out, or we'll bring you off after 65 minutes. You can get a rest.
Yeah.
Because we need him just on the hope
They create
that he
something.
will have that spark. Like in the Southampton game, a
Watford
shit son
away.
could still get you a
Yeah.
goal, but he needs to be taken out. Or at least given a rest and taken off the bench, or brought on to rejuvenate. He needs a rest. We
Was
can't
he
keep
not the
over.
one trying the hardest in our front line today to make something happen?
I think Harry was, in all honesty. I mean, obviously you got a different outlook on it, but from what I saw, especially in the first half, it looked more to me like Harry Kane was trying to do everything. And literally, we were all singing at one point, "Number one is Harry Kane."
Surely, but surely if one of the front liners
Harry
having to be dropped, it has to be Lucas before Son, doesn't it? I didn't think
Yeah,
Lucas
I mean,
played well at all today.
Lucas, and everyone knows I'm a big fan of Lucas, but I think Bergwijn's got to start, or people have said Kulusevski, that could be his position. It's because, again, we're just playing players so much, Sim.
Yeah.
We keep doing the stars or the big performers. Yes, okay, you need to play them because they're the big performers, but you also need to rest them to stop them being drained.
No one else.
This is what I talk about, Brian. Like in other teams, in teams who are serious, they don't have these problems. They don't have these conversations about players playing too much because they don't. It's not a big issue when they're rested. It's not a big issue when they're not when they're out for one game or another. You know, if City don't play Bernardo Silva one game, there's not 100 articles on it because it doesn't really matter because they got other players to come in. But with Spurs, if Son was to be dropped for a game or Højbjerg's rested like he's there, everyone's like, oh, where's Højbjerg? Where's Son? Where's this one? It's because we rely on them so much, and that's just the issue with the squad depth, isn't it?
Completely. It is. It's what we were saying the whole time, isn't it? It's very good. Like we spoke on transfer deadline day, Tim. When I was on the training ground with Ryan, who I'm with, and Rez, with Brad Matthews as well. We're just about to go out for a curry. So that's what it was. We got 4 out. We had 2 come in, and yes, it was 2 that could potentially, but the depth is just so bare. It's so minimum or minimalist, whatever you want to say. The words like I can't think of right now. It's just there is no strength in depth.
It's just complete lack of options in those areas, and those players are so good that even though they're spent and they're burnt out, we carry on playing them because we just simply don't have the replacements for them.
Exactly, and this is what I've been saying all along.
When you're playing 3 games, people saying we've got so many games out now.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you look at the games in hand. Brighton away. Let's be serious, and Simeon, you'll know when you've gone. We don't have the best of records at Brighton away. It's not exactly the best place. Burnley away. We don't even have the greatest of record. That's another one. And then obviously you got the filth at home.
We've got to try and.
Well, forget games out. We have to bloody win the other games. We've got City.
Exactly.
We probably have to. We really need to go to City next week and get something. And we all know we're not. So that's 4 defeats in a row, and all of a sudden,
that could be a good thing. Sin, no expectations away to City.
I know, but all of a sudden, if that's 4 defeats in a row, that we could be 7 points with 2 games in hand. All of a sudden, the games in hand don't even mean anything.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing. This is what. Do you remember, Simeon, when I came on when you did that top 4 one, and I was saying like the points on the board to me are much more important than the games in hand. Now, these were every single time we have the opportunity to gain some momentum or to push on or show our credentials and say, yeah, do you know what? We're here. We're here to make not just to make up the numbers. We're pushing. We choke every time. And like we do in semi-finals, like we do in finals, it just keeps repeating itself.
Yeah, and it's difficult to disagree with that, Brian. And it's very difficult at the moment to see where we go from on the back of 3 defeats, 2 defeats at home, and now we have a run of 4 away games, regardless of who they're against. 4 away games is always difficult, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
of course.
Could we, if things don't improve very quickly, is it very possible we could be giving ourselves too much to do, for the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, listen, for me, I'm really worried. Really worried when it comes to top 4. When you look at FA Cup, you think it's just a one-off game, only a few more. You could potentially be at Wembley. The top 4. I mean, I said at the beginning of the season just to get Europa League and improve on last season, then make the push. I mean, we've got to buck our ideas up and quickly. I mean, Conte sent the players out very early to stand outside before. I think he showed a bit of gave it a right rollicking and chucked them out early. He has got to read the riot act. He's got to read the right act. What I want to see as well is you saw the Man U players coming out on social media yesterday going, this ain't good enough. We have to buck our ideas up. We have to be stronger. We have to... Let's hope we see some of that from our players. They're saying, listen, we know we're doing wrong. We're going to sort this. There's just nothing comes out of this club.
We've heard that for 5 years.
Yeah. All right, Brian. Good to speak to you as always, mate.
Always a
hopefully,
pleasure.
next
one,
time on a victory, but nice to see you. Good luck. Enjoy your curry. I hope we'll be better
I'm
in the
so
game.
jealous. That curry sounds
Well
good
done.
right now.
Well, if you two want to come and join us afterwards, Iggy, you know where we're going to be.
I know where you're going to be.
Then pop
All
down,
right.
brother. There's Stel and Sean and a few others joining us. So if you
How
fancy coming
far
down,
from the studio is it?
not far at all.
mate.
It's
I'll
back
tell
on
you what it
Foster's.
is.
Okay, I might consider that. I'll see what time we finish.
Cool. Come and join us. Come and join the Curry Club, Sid and Iggy.
Curry Club right now is where it's at.
Come and join it. But what I will say is, first of all, oh, wait a minute, Simeon, you didn't know, so let me just give everyone a little Bob Spur update. So obviously, where was I? So what I can tell is at one point they thought we had COVID again.
Oh, so he doesn't?
By the looks of it, by what I'm about to say, he doesn't, because I had a
No, that's
message from
fantastic news.
I had a message from Kim today. I mean, the last few days. Okay, so people know he had a major setback. I'm not going into the details of that major setback. There may be some more details about it coming out. We just need some more assurances. But his oxygen and dependency on the ventilator when he was in the medically induced coma was up to 75% again. So it was a worrying point again. But today he's awake. He's still in and he has been awake for a few days. But he's got the ventilator. He's got not the invasive coma, but he's still on a ventilator. The oxygen levels are down to 30%. So he is fighting Mr. Superman, and he is doing what he needs to do.
Keep going, Bob.
And at the moment, that's the last update I had. So at the moment, he's still with us, as in awake, not in the medically induced coma. He is at 30% on the oxygen, and
Well, he watched the game today. I know that. Well, I think so anyway. Because he was.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Poor Bob. That guy can't catch a fucking break.
He was sending me messages on his opinions about all the game today.
Okay, so that's all good. At least he's up and about, which is all good, which is always a good sign when he's doing that. So I will leave with get well, Bob. You two come and join us for the Curry Club. And I can only do it with one hand because I'm holding that phone with the other. And as always, Levy out.